Hello guys, how you doing? It's me, Jeremy. And I'm not on Church Mag right now. What? So if you guys have been following me at all on Church Mag, you know that I love my Minecraft. We have our own server here on Church Mag. This is the Church Mag server, so nothing different from what you've been seeing before on Church Mag. And this is not going to replace what's already on Church Mag. Everything that happens on Church Mag will stay exactly the same. But I want to do something a little bit different. I want to do kind of a Let's Play-ish type thing, but I don't want to be held in the box with that, so I might talk about theology and stuff, but I don't want to be held in the box with that as well, and a whole lot of different things. So really, basically, I just want this to be anything and everything that happens. A lot of the stuff that you see on the Church Mag, oh geez, that was a bad idea. Everything you see on the Church Mag server is a very polished product, and obviously if you have ever done Minecraft before, you know that it's never that simple. I don't want to necessarily go into every single nitty-gritty detail thing that I do on this server, but I do know, so obviously I'm not going to be strip mining like every single episode. It might happen once or twice, but I don't plan on making a habit of it. Oops. Well, that's weird. So I might do it a couple times, but I don't plan on doing it a lot. But I might even fill in creeper holes. That one was me. I'm destroying some stuff right now because I'm moving this whole building. And so the way I would do it on Church Mag is I would say, hey, here's a whole bunch of tents, and there's a whole building behind it, but this building was never intended to be there. It was actually designed, I wanted it to actually make it kind of like Italy, a little homage to my good friend and owner of Church Mag, Eric Dye, and so I wanted there to be tents out front, and I wanted there to actually be apartments behind this. And so maybe it's not Italy, I've never been there, so might have just insulted their culture, but I think that's a little bit of the European flavor there. I know that there's a lot of that in the Europe continents in general. So I want to tear this down. I plan on doing that on the stream. So these are going to be, as you can see down below, 30 minutes to an hour type of thing. Again, I don't want to box myself in, so don't expect anything specifically. But that being said, I do want to kind of just enjoy this. And so you'll get to see a lot of the things that I build that I don't necessarily show on Church Mag. I had done a whole system like this that feeds into this. I'm going to keep part of it over there. I'm going to keep this right here, my cactus farm, and my sugarcane, and I have a watermelon and pumpkin farm back there. But something like this is going to go bye-bye. The horse or the cows right here used to be here. That's going to be gone. And then this auto fishery is going to be gone. I'm going to keep it, but I'm going to actually move it. And so I'm going to show some of this on camera. I'm not going to show if it's something that's not my design. This is not my design by any means. I am not that good. Then I will not show it to you because you can just watch the tutorial elsewhere, because that's ultimately what I'm going to do, is watch the tutorial. And I'll point to the tutorial if need be whenever we get to those things. But I will also say that I think that it's important to show some of the other builds. And so there's a lot of stuff I build on here I don't even show off on Church Mag. And so you get to see my noobness, and that's okay. You get to see my terrible building skills, and you can make fun of that, and I'm okay with that. But you also get to see a lot of the different approaches. So I'm going to show off some of the stuff, and that's really what I want to do. So you might get a lot of different tours of the map if you guys want that. I know that that's been requested several times. So we may tour a lot, but we may also just get into the builds that you won't see on Church Mag. And so you'll see the before, during, after, and then everything else in between you'll see on this. And you won't get ahead of the episode kind of thing on this. It'll all come out at the same time. There might be spoilers. I'll try to limit those, but I make no guarantees. In fact, you'll probably have some today. But just know that this is going to be a lot of the behind the scenes stuff. So you'll see some grinding, but you'll see some other stuff too. So I'd love to hear what is it that you guys want, because I do a lot of stuff on here that doesn't get recorded. I give you 15 minutes once a week in between going back from theology to the the Let's Plays, and some of the Let's Plays I don't do. Some of the theologies coming up I'm not going to do. And so there might be a whole month that I don't do much on the server, personally, recording-wise. But I'm actually on here for quite a bit of time. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Is there anything specific you're wanting to see? What can I make available for you guys that would be great content? I also have toyed with the idea of streaming, but if I ever do stream, it's going to be secondary to the whole recording for YouTube. So don't expect this to take precedent, because the YouTube thing is going to be primary. But I do love the idea of trying to do something for YouTube. I'm also doing this because I don't know if I'll ever be able to pull off the whole live streaming, and so I need to try to get my chops with this, because when you do the actual process for a YouTube video, I sit here, I talk some stuff I didn't like it, I would start over, but this is going to be a lot more streamlined. I'm not really going to do any cuts except for these kind of builds that I'm tearing down right now. And so it's going to be a whole process. It's going to be a learning curve. This first video might be terrible compared to future ones. I get that. I'm okay with that. But we'll see how it goes. And I would love your feedback, because ultimately I do this once and then I don't see it again, but you guys are going to have to keep looking at this. And so is this something that you want? And if it's not, and I'm just recording for the sake of recording, and that's not worth it. I don't need to be doing that, because it takes time to actually edit these. So what would you like out of this process? Is there anything that would be really fun for you? I just realized that I am on this server a whole lot. One good instance of this is one of the guys on the server, I think his name's Augie, and he goes by Augment, I believe, on YouTube and live streaming. So me and my son were on here goofing around, and he was 30 minutes until he was getting ready for bed, and I said, hey, one of the guys is on here, do you want to watch Daddy play? Because he loves sitting here and just watching me play, and so it's just kind of a bonding time. And he said yeah, and so he sat on my lap, and we weren't talking with him in chat or anything like we sometimes do. It was just me and him, but he knew I was on the server somewhere, and a lot of times when I'm on here I go AFK with these different projects, and so he didn't know any of the better that I was doing anything. Does this connect? No. And so I was on here just trolling him, and all of a sudden he starts to see water everywhere, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm listening to him on the live stream, and my son he's 3 years old, and he's just having a blast right now. He is absolutely loving it. I know it. Oh, where does the other one come? Oh, it comes from there. These connect somewhere over here. Hold on one sec. One of the things you will learn from me very quickly, I cannot multitask worth a darn. So just be prepared for that. So I'm going to talk, and then I'm going to stop talking with my flow of consciousness. There we go. So that comes from over here. There's another one that comes from somewhere. I'm literally just going to tear this up and put it all back here in a minute. Let's see. So that comes from over here. Wait. So I have those. I have them out here in the front underneath the... Wait, how does this work? Are they all stopping here? Oh my goodness. No way. Shut up. For real? So wait, what's happening to all those? Did a creeper blow up? Alright, this is ridiculous. I didn't connect these lines. Well, that was dumb of me. Like I said, a stream of consciousness. So I'll come back to the story about my son in a second. Let me show you what I did. So I was going through these, and I was coming across here, and I just decided to snake them instead of doing long 2 different chains to go over here. So I snaked them to the 2 different AFK farms, and then I fell in the hole. And these shops out here also are linked up. If you put money in here, they disappear, and they go all the way across. And that's at one line that wasn't hooked up. And apparently, I forgot to actually hook it up. Silly me. Well, that means I got a lot of resources just sitting there. Just like that. Alright. let me empty this. So, anyways, we're trolling Augie. He was trying to make some kind of lava. I think he was making a lava trap initially because he wanted just to kind of have something funny up there. Or maybe it was just a design, and then he turned it into a lava trap after I did all this, because he later on, not because of me, so don't get upset at me, but later on he ended up losing all of his stuff. But we were on here, and so he's over there building his stuff, and we got a whole bunch of water, and one of the big rules is griefing. We're not going to grief, and I didn't want to do that. So I made sure everything I was putting on here wasn't going to cause him any problems. So I guaranteed that. But we did sit there and pour water in his basement as he was trying to construct his setup. And so I'd go pour the water, then I'd go into sneak mode. He couldn't see our icons. And in his basement, I also had pulled the recent prank of putting all the iron golems in there. And so there was a ton of iron golems in there. He couldn't find me. He's like, what's going on? And I'm listening to his live stream. He can't hear me, obviously, because it's a one-way communication because of the live stream. And so my son is just having a blast. He thinks it's the most hilarious thing ever. And so we're sitting there, and he's like, do it again. And so we get him again. And none of this got recorded because it was just me and him. And there's no reason to record it. And I don't know if something like that will get recorded in the future. It might. Oh, golly. It might not. It still might not get recorded. And that's okay. I'm fine with that. But I want to be able to have the opportunity, if I wanted to record it. And I think that's important. So in the future, as I go along, maybe I'll have more of those and I'll have time to do it. Doing stuff with kids is very unpredictable. And so I could say I'm going to stream or I'm going to do stuff with him, and it just doesn't work out because he throws a temper tantrum halfway through, and I'm not going to do it. That's going to be hard to do a live stream with him because he's at 3. And if you've ever had a 3-year-old, you know that terrible 2s are tough. Terrible 3s are much worse. And so we'll see. If it happens, great. If not, that's fine too. But I want to make this the priority. And like I said, don't expect many edits in this process because what's the point? I'm just doing a stream of consciousness throughout all this. All right, let's fill in all these holes. So if this is something you like to watch, let me know because I'm literally just kind of giving you guys an update of the server at this point. I will take you guys around here in a minute to see the rest of the server. Not a ton of stuff. I'll give you a little portion of it. I'll give you everything on this side of the map except for Sean's house is way out there. Maybe I'll go in the another hub, and then there's Tim's house way out there as well. So maybe I'll show you guys that. I'm not sure. We'll see. But I do know that I only got 30 minutes to try to do this ish, because anything more and it just takes forever to load everything up. I don't think there's anything in here. Oh, there is. So I don't want to spend too much time because I am currently on a MacBook Pro that I bought 5 years ago, and it was my ministry's computer, because that's just how we rocked it. And so I ended up purchasing it from a ministry because I had used it so long and it depreciated. And so I got it from them. And so everything was taken care of with that, but it's a MacBook. And so it's not the ideal gaming platform at all. In fact, OBS is what I'm recording with, and OBS has publicly said that their software is limited on a Mac. And so I recognize that I'm working with limited software as well. And if I ever do live stream, I need to be on a Windows PC, but it's just not ideal right now. And so I'm working with inferior technology right now, and I'm okay with that. It's for now when I'm recording. And so if you look at my, let's see, where is that at? I think it's this one. Nope. Is it this one? If you look at my frames, I'm getting 8 frames a second right now. So I might not even be using this right now. Who knows? But it's terrible frame rates. So there's no way I could even pull off doing a live stream at the same time. So I'm actually thinking about buying a new computer. Obviously, when you get new expenses, you have to take into account everything. Having just had a kid, that kills any chance of that happening today, but doesn't mean it won't happen ever. And so we'll see what happens with that process. Don't need those. Don't need that. Just trying to figure out everything. This actually goes all the way over to my base over there. The reason I really want to keep these AFK ones is I don't even have to be present. The fishing one and the cows, you have to sit there and manually feed them, and so you have to be present for those. These are all within the spawn chunk, and so I don't have to be present for the melon farm out there. I don't have to be present for this and this because they're in the spawn chunk. They're already loaded, and I don't have to worry about anything with that. So I'm going to actually leave these and try to incorporate them into the design so that I can just have it keep going, because these are a great source for me. This is a great source for me as far as trying to get emeralds. So every week or so, I just have a huge collection of emeralds to get. And then my melon farm and my cactus are great dyes, as well as possible pranks that we'll see coming up. In fact, I used the pumpkins for a prank already, so that's why I'm keeping those, and we'll play with it as we go. If I ever need to adjust it, I will, but I'm going to keep these here for now. It is nighttime. I'm the only person on. Let's take a nap. So instead of showing you the grind of filling all that space in, because I got to go get some more dirt, I'll skip that for now. I'll do that later off camera. One of the things I do want to show you is I probably won't do it this episode. I'm going to give you guys an update of my base in a little bit, because there's some things I still want to show off. If you haven't seen the one episode, this is Wesley's church. I think he called this the youth group. It's still in there jamming out there. There's a lot of people in there. Oh my goodness. How you doing? Nice to know ya. Okay, cool. I always worry about being around creepers because of all the instances. So, we'll see. Can't remember who made this. Was it Shad? I feel like it was Shad, but that's not necessarily true. And this is going to be built up eventually. This was by Wesley. He's going to do a tiny towers kind of a process, so we'll see that coming soon. Now, this is one that's also Wesley's, in the sense that he created this and created a tutorial. You toss in a diamond for a super wish, you toss in anything else and you'll get something. So let me take a look at, I think it's going to come here. So let me toss in one of these. And I get something. Ah, there it is. I got another words. And then if you toss in a diamond, you get something extra special, guaranteed to be good in that process. And so that's one way you could go about it. He has a tutorial on that, how he made it. It's awesome. It's already got 1,000 views on it. Go check it out. He's got a couple other things. I think he currently has an AFK obsidian farm that you literally just sit there with a pickaxe and you go crazy with it. And so that's kind of fun. Just check that out whenever you have a chance. Oh my goodness. Someone's going crazy. Augie's place is... Oh, it's further down. This, I'm not sure who this is, and it looks like it... Oh no, there's no creeper. Did it get hit by a creeper? I can't tell. But there's nothing special in there. I'd show you if there was. And then, I have no idea who's this. I think this is... Ooh, is this a spoiler? No, he live streamed, so I think he showed this already. This is nice. Augie, good job. Haven't seen this yet. It's a lot of snow. This guy is golems he sent to my house. I got pranked. That's a spoiler. I got pranked, so you'll see that in an upcoming episode. I pranked them. That, I know, episode has been released, but then Augie pranked me back. So we'll take a look at that in a future Church Mag episode. And then, this is nice. Little sky. There used to be a whole house here. And I trolled him with a whole bunch of iron golems. But now, there's just this. I wonder what he did with the house. We got a Church Mag there. That's going to be an upcoming game sometime soon. Yeah, I think I'm going to say... We have a rule on Church Mag. Did he use compressed ice? Where did he get compressed ice at? I've been looking for compressed ice. Dude, where'd you get compressed ice? So there's a couple of rules that we have. One of them is that you're not allowed to. You have to build a house near spawn within 500 blocks before you adventure out and build elsewhere. And so all these houses I'm showing you today are their houses, and I'm just kind of giving you a quick tour. And you've seen this before and some stuff, and so this is just some updated stuff. This wasn't in that initial tour we had done. It is in the prank video. See, more stuff we need to repair. So that's something just to realize. I have shown some of this stuff, but there's been a lot of updates to it. This is Sean's. It goes out to his base out there, but this is his spawn base right here. It's a very humble beginning. Actually, I don't think this is his. It says it is, but I don't think... Oh, no, it is. Yeah, he has a whole sugarcane farm right there. I also got him, as you do. And then if you take this railway, it actually goes out to his house, and this one goes back to spawn. So there's that. And then over here is the last one. It's Tim's. Let's see. Can we get to it? And that's Tim's house. And if you watch the one episode, he hasn't updated it yet, so that's Tim's house. There's a couple more houses. I'm not sure where they're at. I feel like they've disappeared. One house people have been asking about, and I can show it off to you guys, is... I guess I'm going to swim the whole way. There's a little place over here that I keep featuring, but I never talk about, and people are like, what is it? What is it? So I'm going to show it for you. It's really nothing special. It's Sean had, I believe it was Sean, had gone digging for diamonds. And if I'm remembering correctly, because this was like 4 months ago, and I don't remember yesterday, because, you know, being a father of a 3-year-old and infant. But over here is this building, and it's either Tim or Sean's. This one's Tim's. He initially, or maybe this is Twisted Christians. Yeah, this is Twisted Christians. So this is a house I haven't shown off much. In fact, I didn't prank, but that's because all my pranks were for people that had been on the server in the last month. He hasn't been on the server. It goes down to a whole thing down there. And then there's a little place over here that people got a glimpse of. I can go in it, but it's really nothing special. It's just, it goes down to a mine shaft. And he was looking for diamonds, died, went to recover his stuff. And when he came up, he just came straight up and built this place as a little oasis, I guess. But it goes down, and so yeah, nothing special here. And then there's another one of these. We actually have several of these places that if you look right there, there's a little diamond emerald on the top of that. But I built these little houses for our AFK farms for spawners, and I'll show you this one. Each one's a little bit different. We have a zombie one, we have a skeleton one, which I didn't build a house for. Second spawn skeleton one that I did build a spawn for. And then there's this one, which is, ooh, the lag hates me. I'm not going in this one. Can I? Nope. That's not happening. Oof. Look at those frames drop. My goodness. Anyways, there's a spider, AFK spider down there. All of them are not truly AFK except for, I think, just this one. And this is the only one I made. I've let the other ones be built by other guys. But the zombie one you can get experience from. The skeleton one you can get experience from. So it just depends where you're going. Man, did I just kill my frame rate? I think I did. So maybe we'll call that quits today, and this one will be a little bit shorter as I try to improve the process as I go along. Love to hear what you guys have to say in this. What are your thoughts? What should I be doing better? How much did I kill it? Down to 4, 5, 6, 5. Oof, it hates me. Does anybody have any tips on how to improve the frame rates? I've reduced the resolution, as you guys see. Where's it at on here? Oh, there it is. So the resolution is reduced. I'm working with 2.4 gigahertz P8600. So I get that it's not ideal situation. OpenGL with my NVIDIA. So I can do much better. I plan on eventually building my own PC, so it's coming. I just know that it's going to take some time. So give me a shout out. What do you guys think? What should I go for? And probably the next episode we'll have a bunch of jump cuts as we go along, just so that I can record, restart my computer, whatever I need to do to make it optimum again. But I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Thanks for watching. Shoot me your comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.